What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today with the playthrough for the Fairy Sonata event Adventure 6. I know I'm a little bit late, I have to apologize for that. I was absolutely distracted by the Pioneer server, so I didn't even notice it was released, but today we're going to do it. Tomorrow we are going to do Adventure 7 already, so I'm probably 2 days late, which is horrible. So let's just start into that. Let's take a look at those stages. So for this one we have basically Gruglins, we have those guys which aren't really too insane. Those ones have a very interesting ability. They summon a Wolven Vanguard 15 seconds into the battle, and if you run a CC team and they aren't dead by 15 seconds, then well they are going to summon them. One option that we can do is we could go with Odie and just try to kill them before that, which is probably not worth it, I reckon. If we just go like this, we're probably fine. And then the other thing that I would do is just go with Arden, I guess. If you just have Arden in there, you will do some extra damage. Other option for this would be Carolina, for example. It's also pretty big damage, maybe even bigger than Arden, especially when we don't have the charms. With charms, I'm always on the side of Arden, but I reckon this team will do just fine. One thing to note though, do I want to do that? Kind of want to swap those two, because I kind of want to have the ult of Pheromore a little bit earlier. And we run Overcharge spell at the moment, so I think this is going to be perfect. None of those guys is actually CC immune. We run over there, energy feed's coming in, we still 6, 7, 8 seconds into the battle. We get the ult and just about managed to clear it before they spawn the extra wolves, so we don't even have to deal with that at all. If you don't manage to do it, I don't think the wolves will be such a big problem, but they're probably going to break out of the CC. They are not going to spawn CC'd, but right here you could see we are pretty much able to do a ton of damage. So, and next up, what do we have on 6.2? Ooh, mean guys. I definitely hate those guys. I remember them. Elite Quicksand Blades, Season 1 enemy. Moves around the battlefield, very annoying. Very annoying. And those guys here are mean as well, the Quicksand Priest. Honestly, Season 1 had some very mean opponents. I would reckon we just stay with this routine though, for those guys. Because we can immobilize them, and the good thing about those guys, well, if they weren't bugged, would be that they would stop moving for 3 seconds, which is set in their abilities, but apparently this guy thought, well, it's a great idea to just continue moving. Still, nonetheless, that worked out fairly well. I'm a bit more concerned with like CC immune stages, 6.3. We have to take a look at that. But before we get into that, maybe the quick little tip: if this is the first video of this series that you have seen, we always do a clear for the adventures. One thing to note, you always want to claim your AFK stage loot before you start the clear. I did that incorrectly right here. And then you want to place your ability buffs so that you can upgrade your abilities. You can see right here my attack is on 33 and it gives us 99% extra attack. So this is a huge difference. We can upgrade that again and again, until we get the message that the stats have to be within 10 levels of each other. You can see right now, stats must be within 10 levels of each other. My other ones are on 25, so now I have to upgrade the other ones first, so that I can go for attack again, collect some of those buffs. And keep in mind, we got Frosty Cage level 3 now, and this is already a buff that we are using. But you can see Frosty Cage still level 2 right here. So you want to make sure you unequip that, and then re-equip that so that you get the level 3. We can also check Entwine Fury, we got level 5 already, and it is still level 3 there. If you scroll a bit down, Furious Extraction, that is okay. So you want to make sure that those levels are right so that you get the maximum buff. So really good. The ones that I'm using, maybe we can take this as a little bit of a side note. Targets non-summoned enemy times 2, so when you have the upgrade, you can actually have 2 enemies that are CC'd by this Furious Extraction for life drain, so we don't really need a healer. And then we have Entwined Fury, 40% additional crit rates to allied heroes when dealing damage to enemies under control effect. And those two actually synergize, because this is always when we have a critical hit, and this gives us a ton of crit, so we have a ton of life recovery, making us survive a little bit easier. So let's get into this. Those, once again, there is nothing here. There is no passive effect we have to consider. There is no CC immune unit that could be in danger. We had the wolves at the beginning. We have no similar ability here. So right now we just go for a little bit of a CC chain. We can use the same Pheromore strategy right here. We have a little bit of extra Arden CC, and this will bring us to an ult very quickly. And you can see easy melt right here. Okay, next up we have 6.4. 6.4, Odin, Odie, Nara, we got a Smoky. Honestly, same team. Honestly, same team. It might seem stupid by now. And I kind of wish there would be something else so I can show it to you guys. But none of those units are CC immune. The Nara ability doesn't matter. Yeah, she can pull somebody over there. Who cares? We are gonna run to her anyway. So getting some quick damage in there and just CCing them for a second is a proven way to deal with it. We do the challenge afterwards. 6.5. Okay, we have to take a look at that. That is actually a very bad enemy team. I don't know how to best say this. I mean, in theory, this is cool. We have the shield and everything in here. So, I mean, they could provide some shields to their allies. The thing is, though, we have like cooldown reset skills in here. We have nothing really that we want to reset the cooldown of. So, Gruglins are kind of about chain ability casting. And yeah, with those two Carmine shooters from the Season of Intrigue, from Ways of Intrigue, they kind of destroy their own comp. So I don't know who designed this. This one, yeah, could have been much more of a threat if we got like a few Grugans in there. But you can see, damage-wise, not too bad. But we have the Mythic Plus ability of Roam providing us with some instant heal. Now we got the Cage established there too, so the highest damage dealers are caught away. We can take a look at who dealt the damage there. There's really only one unit. One of the Gruglin slicers got to deal a little bit of damage. The rest of the guys stayed CC'd, and you can see, well, not too much of a threat over here. That is more interesting. So those guys are actually pretty mean if you don't CC them, because they have like AoE damage effects. If heroes are close together, you can kind of get hit. Those guys, well, they dodge a lot, really. They used to be quite a threat, not really anymore. They have these evasive abilities, which are a little bit annoying. And then we have a pretty standard Waves of Intrigue unit. Nothing too fancy here. I'm just thinking about whether we want to do an adjustment for those guys. I really do care more about the Corrupt Knights, to be honest. I think even if this guy breaks out, jumps around, does something, we have a ton of heal. And I think our Pharamore will still be able to clear it. And even if he doesn't, we still have the Arden. If you struggle with this stage, though, one option that you can do is you could just place Odie instead of Arden, just manually target that guy and be done with it. That is an option. Or if you have a use Cryonaya, that will work as well. But you can see like the immobilize factor still works. This guy now stands to the side there, is stunned, is immobilized. And now, even if he has this evasive ability, it doesn't really matter. He dealt the most damage though. You can see how Roan was actually destroyed. And one more thing to note about this. Like if you notice, it doesn't really work for me. There are two things that you can do. Just try it a few more times. This is often like a solution. It seems obvious, but many people, they try it one time and then they don't try it again. So maybe try it a few times and then you can see if it works. And the other thing is just takes your time, collect some more materials, do your upgrades so that you get your attack. You can see 105% extra attack. That is a huge thing. And thus you can still clear it. I still think that we pretty much had an optimal team there with the Arden. Yeah. Should probably still be alright. It is really the same team for all of those. The Kinetic Golem. Yeah, Kinetic Golem is a little bit annoying. They have the full battle start, they have this powerful water cannon, and they have the overload state with the when they have full energy. They're in this overload state. There are... It cannot move and act out of energy. I don't think it's CC immune. I don't think it's CC immune, so I'm not really too afraid here. We could take out the Arden. Maybe potentially even go for Bonnie on this one. I'm not too sure if that makes too much sense. We can try it though, this time with the Bonnie. Let's see. This guy's probably not even going to attack. Yeah, he's going to be CC'd. Got the Bonnie effect there for some reduced haste, by the way. It can be a great idea to do this, and I want to encourage it. If you notice, well, you are just a little bit short of CC, some of the enemies break out. One way to actually work against that is to just use a Bonnie, because what Bonnie has, she has an effect called aging. And once you put aging on an enemy, you can actually reduce their haste as well, which is pretty cool. I want to just show that. Aging, you can see reducing their haste by 30. And that, of course, reduces the amount of actions they really take, and thus also the amount of attacks they can throw at you, and they take a little bit longer to attack, make it easier to CC. So That is something. Oh, we have something interesting here. Ah, I thought those were the good blooms. Those are just like the heal blooms. Those are very basic. This thing is interesting. Might be some problem. You have like increased all allies damage by 15% when alive and grants the same buff to them enemies when defeated. So shell protection is quite interesting. And the Grugans are again the basic ones. I don't know why they always choose the basic ones. I mean, we know that there are like enhanced ones which we have in the, what is it called? The enemy and where you can actually play as the enemy. There we actually have that. So I don't know why they always decide, oh, we really want to make the most basic Gruglin there that we can. Frosty Cage really coming in clutch there. That is really something that I also wanna again encourage. Just select the right buffs, and I really would say Frosty Cage. From what I've seen, Frosty Cage is really, really good, and the combination of First Extraction and Entwine Fury really kept me alive for a few times. So we're getting through. The recommended ability level, you can see, is level 175, though we are 139. We are continuously below the recommended level. So if you struggle just because, well, I have the heroes, of course, at Supreme Plus or higher, you might not have that. Then that is no surprise, and that is nothing that you have to be ashamed of. Actually, might want to get rid of that shark here there. Let's do that with Odie. Do we swap those? No, we don't swap those, right? Or do we? Might want to have Overcharge on Odie. Not too sure. Let's try without first. Overcharge is always on the hero that is the backmost hero. And what we want to do is we want to manual cast that Odie ult. Oh, a bit slow. It's always really annoying. I should have not manual cast that actually. It would have guaranteed that we hit the shark here, I believe. Huh. Yeah, probably. I'm not sure we would have even needed it. I wanted to get rid of the shark here. Ah, there he is. Okay. Turns out we didn't hit the shark here. I should have probably left that on automatic hit. Ah, we can't try it again, right? I want to try it again. That is sad that we can't try that again. I wanted to try that again with automatic OD. Sadness. Then we have the new resource stage 6-1. Probably not going to go for this time. I reckon the Adventure 7 resource stage is going to have 80 in there. Of course, make sure you don't miss out on any of those mage emblems, so that you have like that you don't lose any to like them timing out or something. Challenge 6-1. Ludovic is in there. Ludovic is unaffected, so that is something that we have to keep an eye of. Enemies' attack speed increases by 60%. We have double healers in there. Plus they use Sinbad, which I think is really cool, because Sinbad is a hero that can profit from attack speed. So we have a lot of interesting stuff happening there. I actually want to use this team again. We can take out 4 of those enemies over there fairly easily with the Iron Ulmus combo. What we probably don't need is the Rowan over here. We could... I reckon we could change it to another hero, maybe Carolina. But then again, we have the heal. And the Odie is just interesting because if they heal a lot, then we can easily take them out with Odie and have an easier time like that. Maybe if we can try to manually cast and target the Ludovic, but I reckon yeah, he's in this blob of enemies there. So we're probably not going to get rid of him that easily. Sinbad there providing his debuffs. We really don't want to deal with that. Faramore activating. Okay, we got the first insta-kill with Odie. On none of the important units. Odie coming again. We got the next hit there. And with Frosty Cage, we have take out 2/3 of the enemy team. I think, again, especially against this stage, this turns out to be a very valuable asset. Because we get to take out the enemies that are an actual threat. And many of those aren't. Yeah, I think with the Odie, this is a very nice way to deal with this. 6.2. 6.2 we have Hodgkin. Hodgkin is immune to physical damage most of the time. We have to keep that in mind. Viperion is a very, very potent damage dealer. It will be far more threatening than Odie to have him there. Also, he is Supreme instead of Odie, who's just Mythic there. We have an Iron. That is not a Mythic plus Iron. So as far as I've seen, this guy doesn't have his ult cast ability. Meaning he's not as threatening. The only thing that he has the shield and 50% dodge rate, so that can be rather annoying. Enemies I really want to take out for this are 100% Viperion. The Hodgkin is not really a problem for us. We deal true damage and magic damage. Do we get an option to actually clear the Hyperion? No, we don't. Question is, will he be able to act before we get our Pheromone ult? He is squishy. He is squishy. Odie already starting to take out enemies. We could have manually cast and got that Hyperion. If you manually cast and you have like the situation when you have the Cockwheel set and you have the situation that there is the Hyperion and you can cast on him, you should definitely do that. We kind of missed this opportunity. If you have lower damage and this guy gets to an ult, he will be quite devastating for your team. Lastly, that is stupid. I don't like that. They put a mythic iron in here and then they build like an iron comp and make like Roan and Carolina, and I think that is cool. That is really cool. But they should have put at least a supreme iron in there. At least mythic plus. Because this guy doesn't have his ult. He doesn't have his ult. Seth is a menace. Should say that. Seth is a menace. Seth is straight up insane. If this guy gets to kind of roam 3 in our team, then we will actually suffer quite a lot. I hope he just gets a hit on Ulmus or Iron or something, because then he will get Frosty Caged, and once he's Frosty Caged, he's no longer a threat at all. Frosty Cage. Ooh! Oh yeah, okay. Look at that. Look how... Did you see that? He wasn't even in the ult of Pheromone. Frosty Cage really came in clutch there. Because if this guy ulted, I think he would have taken out one of our units. If not more, because this guy, he has an ability that makes him actually stronger when he kills enemies. Spend Mage Crest, okay, don't really have to worry about that. And the other one is Collect the Friend Chest. That is a very quick quest. And if you don't know what Mage Crest is, spend Mage Crest times 100. I think that is just the currency of the event. Yeah, Mage Crest. So that is another thing to do. Also, don't forget to complete your quests. Like, also claim instant AFK rewards even right now. I mean, we have end of season, doesn't really help a whole lot. So I definitely don't spend gems on it, but you should try to just get all of those quests so you get the most Mage Emblem and can get all of the rewards there. Frosty Cage level 3 got us another thing, and in the store, yeah, I'm already fairly far in the store, 20 temporal essence there, and the rest, I think I'm probably going to go for A-level soul stones. That is probably the most interesting part for me. But we might just get all of this in there. We have 10 days left. Yeah, we are going to get all of this. So I hope this helped you a little bit. The last one that I did was clicked fairly well, which is even more disappointing for me that I forgot about doing this. So we're going to do the next one ASAP. I'm going to promise you that. So the level 7 one is going to be up as soon as possible on the channel. Might even do that in the middle of the night. I don't know. It's 2 AM. It will probably be a little bit tough. We'll see. Lastly, once again, a huge shout out to Lootbar. Lootbar, definitely the best place for you to buy Dragon Crystals. You have the option here to go for lock-in top-up or direct top-up a little bit faster, lock-in top-up a little bit cheaper. And once you register through the link in the description, you get a 10% discount coupon. I think only 8 days remaining on that, and a 3% discount coupon on top of that to make your Dragon Crystal purchases even cheaper. And I use it myself, can definitely recommend Lootbar to you. So I hope this helped. If you got Natsu and Lucy already, tell me down in the comments. Did you upgrade them a fair bit? We still have to make a video about Natsu P4 because I did that. I think it's pretty cool and kind of want to show that still. So we are going to do that later. Other than that, I wish you a great day and we'll see us in the next one.